Nature can be beautiful and welcoming, but the truth is that it can also be flat out terrifying when it wants to be. Even animals that look cute and approachable on the surface could be hiding some kind of freaky appendage, like a stinger, or in the case of these animals, a gaping jaw full of horror. In this list we count down 5 terrifying mouths in the animal kingdom. Hagfish are long, slender and pinkish, and are best known for the large quantities of sticky slime which they produce. There's an estimated 76 species of hagfish, which live in cold waters around the world. They can be found as deep as 5,600 feet, and prefer to stay near the soft sea floor where they can bury themselves if threatened. The largest hagfish can grow to more than 4 feet, while the smaller species reach only several inches long. Hagfish don't have compound eyes that can resolve images, but instead possess simple eye spots that can detect light. In some species the eye spots are covered in skin. Hagfish depend on their well-developed senses of smell and touch to navigate and find food. They have several pairs of barbels sensing tentacles around their mouths and single nostrils on the top of their head. Hagfish are the only living animals that have a skull but no spine. Their skeleton is made up entirely of cartilage. Like lampreys, they are jawless. Instead, they have a pair of horizontally moving structures with tooth-like projections that they use to grasp and tear off pieces of food. Another interesting fact is that hagfish have a primitive circulatory system that has 4 hearts. One serves as the main pump while the other 3 serve as accessory pumps. Although they have been observed actively hunting fish, hagfish mostly feed on dead and dying creatures on the seafloor. They are known to bury themselves face first into a carcass, boring a tunnel deep into its flesh to eat their meal from the inside out. Hagfish perform an important ecological service, cleaning and recycling dead animals from the seafloor. The leatherback sea turtle gets its name from its unique shell, which is composed of a layer of thin, tough, rubbery skin, strengthened by thousands of tiny bone plates that make it look leathery. Leatherbacks are the largest turtles on Earth, growing up to 7 feet long and exceeding 2,000 pounds. These reptilian relics are the only remaining representatives of a family of turtles that traces its evolutionary roots back more than 100 million years. Once prevalent in every ocean except the Arctic and Antarctic, the leatherback population is rapidly declining in many parts of the world. The leatherback is the 4th largest living reptile in the world. Sometimes the leatherback can consume about 73% of its own body weight in a single day, which is about 16,000 calories and 3 to 7 times more than it needs to survive. The head has a deeply notched upper jaw with 2 cusps. The leatherback is the only sea turtle that lacks a hard shell. Its shell is large, elongated and flexible with 7 distinct ridges running the length of the animal. Composed of a layer of thin, tough, rubbery skin strengthened by thousands of tiny bone plates, the shell does not have scales except in hatchlings. Leatherbacks have delicate, scissor-like jaws. Their jaws would be damaged by anything other than a diet of soft-bodied animals, so they feed almost exclusively on jellyfish. It's remarkable that this large active animal can survive on a diet of jellyfish, which are composed mostly of water and appear to be a poor source of nutrients. Unfortunately, because leatherbacks primarily eat jellyfish, they're attracted to plastic bags which resemble jellies when floating in the water. Eating them often leads to death. Penguins seem a bit out of place on land, with their standout black jackets and clumsy waddling, but once you see their grace in the water, you know that's where they're meant to be. They are well adapted to life in the ocean. Penguins are carnivores. They feed on fish, squid, crabs, krill and other seafood they catch while swimming. During the summer, an active, medium-sized penguin will eat about 2 pounds of food each day, but in the winter they'll eat just a third of that. Like other birds, penguins don't have teeth. Instead, they have backward-facing fleshy spines that line the inside of their mouths. These help them guide their fishy meals down their throat. The earliest known penguin fossil was found in a 61.6 million year old Antarctic rock, about 4 to 5 million years after the mass extinction that killed the dinosaurs. Waiamanu managini stood upright and waddled like modern-day penguins, but was likely more awkward in the water. Some fossil penguins were much larger than any penguin living today, reaching 4.5 feet tall. While they can't fly through the air with their flippers, many penguin species take to the air when they leap from the water onto the ice. Just before taking flight, they release air bubbles from their feathers. This cuts the drag on their bodies, allowing them to double or triple their swimming speed quickly and launch into the air. Because penguins swallow their food alive and wriggling, they need some way of keeping down their prey. The penguin's spiny tongue and mouth parts work like a conveyor belt to keep things moving in one direction. Pacu is a South American freshwater fish found in most rivers and streams in the Amazon and Orinoco River basins of lowland Amazonia, but they've been reported as far as Papua New Guinea, where it was artificially introduced to aid the local fishing industry. Pacu is related to the meat-eating piranha, both sharing the same subfamily, although they have different food habits. The piranha is a carnivorous species while the pacu is omnivorous with vegetable tendencies. The difference is evident in the structure of their teeth. Piranha have pointed, razor-sharp teeth, whereas pacu have squarer, straighter teeth. They eerily resemble those of humans. Pacu uses its teeth mainly to crush nuts and fruits, but sometimes they also eat other fish and invertebrates. They usually eat floating fruits and nuts that drop from trees in the Amazon, and on a few occasions were reported to attack the testicles of male swimmers, mistaking them for floating nuts. This has earned them the name of ball cutter, after they castrated a couple of local fishermen in Papua New Guinea. So when the fish was spotted in a few odd lakes in Denmark and later in Washington, New Jersey and Illinois last year, a mild panic ensued. While they're not aggressive carnivores like the piranha, their crushing jaw system can be hazardous. One toddler needed surgery after a pacu bit her finger at Edinburgh Butterfly and Insect World in Scotland. Pacus are legal to own in the United States. They can be bought in aquarium stores and are easy to raise. The trouble is, many aquarium owners are unaware that pacus can grow up to 4 feet long, which is way too large for a typical home aquarium. When pacus outgrow their fish tank, many owners end up dumping the fish in nearby lakes. Pacu cannot survive in cold water. However, wildlife experts are worried that the spread of pacu into lakes may endanger other species as they'll compete for food. Experts also added that they could introduce exotic parasites and diseases. The cookiecutter shark, also known as the cigar shark, is a species of small dogfish shark in the family Dilatidae. The cookiecutter shark is named after the cookie-shaped wounds that it leaves on the body of its prey. Relative to its body size, the cookiecutter has the largest teeth of all sharks. It uses them to take round chunks out of larger marine creatures. Their trademark bites can be seen on large fish and whales of the deep ocean. In fact, this shark is such a motivated hunter that it will try to eat the sonar domes of submarines. When the teeth of this shark are shed, they are sometimes swallowed and digested. This is thought to aid in strengthening the skeleton with calcium, a process known as calcification. Cookiecutter sharks have around 60 to 70 teeth all in all, with more teeth on the upper jaw and fewer but larger and broader teeth on the lower jaw. The shape of the teeth are also different. The upper teeth are narrow and straight like needles, while the lower ones look like fence tips, straight and then pointed. All of the cookiecutter shark's teeth have straight edges, unlike the teeth of the great white shark, the tiger shark and many other sharks, which have jagged edges like the blade of a saw. At night, cookiecutter sharks move closer to the surface to feed, but they still stay at least 90 meters deep. The feeding method is very curious. Although this species is rather small, it uses its unique teeth in its round mouth to take cookie-sized bites from the flesh of larger marine creatures like dolphins. The light emitted from the shark's belly attracts larger fish. The dark patch of the throat against the glow of the underside is thought to appear like a small fish when viewed from deeper waters. This draws in the larger prey that are looking for a meal. Then just prior to reaching the cookiecutter, the larger fish is surprised by the shark. The shark attaches to its prey using its strong sucking lips, and then the efficient teeth go to work. Targets commonly include large fish such as marlin, tuna, other sharks and stingrays, and marine mammals including seals and whales. The diet can also include whole squid and crustaceans. The first documented cookiecutter shark attack on a live human resulted in a crater-like wound. The victim was Michael Spaulding, a long-distance swimmer who thankfully lived to tell the tale. The March 16, 2009 incident involved a cookiecutter shark repeatedly attacking Spaulding as he attempted to cross the channel from Hawaii to Maui. After sunset on that day, Spaulding felt a pinprick sensation on his chest, which turned out to be a cookiecutter shark nibble. The shark later continued to bite, even attacking Spaulding as he climbed into a rescue kayak during the event. So that was 5 terrifying mouths in the animal kingdom. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more countdown videos.